Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So today's video is going to be about basically me talking about the storms on the land, potential for several storm systems this weekend into next week. So we'll be talking about that. We won't be talking about the potential for a tropical storm, hurricane, whatever may be going on. I don't want to cause any panic about that, as for that, refer to your National Hurricane Center officials. I could do, maybe the long range, the winter storm updates for hurricanes. I just like to do little updates, but again, stay to the National Hurricane Center. Stick with them. They are where the information lies. So thank you so much for doing that. If you guys would like to subscribe, I do weather-related stuff, weather-related content, for the fun of it. I'm not a meteorologist, I'm a hobbyist, so don't take this awfully too seriously. If my forecast is wrong, don't be like, haha, your forecast is wrong. It's more of a rare moment when my forecast is right. No, but for real, if you'd like to subscribe, consider doing so. If you would like to like the video, feel free to do so as well. Let's get into this. So the GFS model, let's just run through this. It just came into model run, the midnight model run, and let's take a quick glance at this. You can see that it has a tropical storm, hurricane, whatever, coming across the Atlantic. Now, again, for that, the details go to National Hurricane Center. As of right now, as I'm recording this video, it is early Thursday morning, and it is a hurricane now. It is Hurricane Isaiah, so that is definitely something to be careful about. But notice that we see this storm right here across Ohio Valley. It's been dumping lots of rain, lots of flooding, and this really does strengthen and kind of develop into a pretty nice closed low, and really develops quite a bit of precipitation across in Michigan, especially eastern Michigan. And really, though, the whole state will be under fire for some more widespread rain, actually. There could be some thunderstorms, but it's going to be widespread, but it's going to be stretching as far west as Iowa and as far east as the New York area, New York City. So definitely quite a bit of precipitation out of this system. You can see it moves off to the north, and really what accelerates the system's movement to the north is really the change of pattern brought by this relatively strong tropical storm, hurricane, whatever it may be at this time. Again, for your services about this stuff, go to your National Hurricane Center, as this is going to become a topic in the next several days, very heated. As you can see, by Sunday, Monday, it could be getting very close to the U.S. But again, you can see that it makes this storm move out pretty quickly. It brings in a bunch of cooler air. This isn't really much significant. Some showers, some scattered rain. We really see our next system by next Thursday, Friday forming, and you can see this one's across the Midwest, a bit further to the west. Quite a bit of precipitation out of this one, and really not as organized, but again, a more organized system than we've seen in the past several weeks. And then you can see overall it just becomes a little bit active. We see another storm possibly occurring right here. This one actually has fall-like characteristics. If I were to draw this out for you, you could see that there's the cold. I apologize about that. I tried drawing, but I couldn't for some reason. So here's the cold front. You can see here's the comma-shaped low that in a winter scenario it would be snow behind usually here, but here would be the warm front, and you can see it's like that classic low. And what this does in the long range, it just moves off. Obviously, no snow yet, and it's not the time of the year, but you can see definitely storms it's going to get a bit more stormier. So our interest is this system really, and this system across the Midwest. Now, if we were to look at the rainfall amounts just from these two systems, they are going to be pretty impressive. Especially across the areas that are going to be harder hit. You can see where the hurricane tracks or tropical storm, the amounts could be pretty great. You can see North Carolina, the Outer Banks, to New Jersey, Long Island, some pretty nice rain amounts obviously from that. But then you could see, don't disregard the weather around your area. You can see the Ohio Valley seeing quite a bit of rain, and into parts of the Midwest seeing a decent amount of rain as well. So, it's looking a little bit more wet than previously thought, a bit more precipitation, and obviously where this storm does track, it's not really it's going to be a lot of rain if it does make landfall, which is still yet to be determined. This may still not hit the coast at all. May not even bring much impacts, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on for. Let's look at the European model. European model, again, this is just a surface. This is just a geopotential height, so it doesn't show us a surface and precipitation, but you can see it shows, again, this tropical storm, a hurricane. It shows it much weaker than the GFS. You can see 992, 1,000, so this is definitely good news just for the East Coast. And again, you can see them, each model is different, so it's a lot of dissecting for the National Hurricane Center. So those folks have the hardest time, they have really hard jobs, but and they often get criticized over how bad they are, but it's really hard not to be, it's hard to be good when you have so many models, and the technology you rely on isn't the greatest. So they do an absolutely amazing job, so kudos to those guys. And if you want to get another YouTube channel, I would highly recommend that does really good weather updates on tropical storms and hurricanes is Tropical Tidbits. The owner of this this website has a YouTube channel, and it's fantastic. It gives you nice short updates. Again, he says to go to the National Hurricane Center, and I 100% agree. He's not the National Hurricane Center, but he could give you a better update than I can. And notice that we have that storm going through. It has this nice cool lobe of air, and it really doesn't show that the storm we saw across the Midwest this weekend, but that's because this isn't a precipitation map. So I will move to that on Pivotal Weather and show you that. So now we're looking at the European model, and we can actually see the surface and precipitation. This is on pivotalweather.com, another absolutely fantastic website, so I highly recommend checking this out. Notice that we see, again, the storm system across this Ohio Valley that is sitting right now is really just spinning in one place. It definitely makes a move, and similar to what the GFS is showing, the European kind of intensifies it, brings more precipitation towards the northeast. You can see it also brings the tropical storm system into Florida and into North Carolina, and it really does do a little bit of, you know, activity on the East Coast, which is definitely something we have to monitor, but not nearly as strong as the GFS. You can see right there, plenty of showers and rain, but you know, not nearly as much of a concern. But you can see that into Friday and Saturday, we don't really see much out of the second storm with the European, or at least it's more delayed, and it's I guess more anemic, if you will, not as much precipitation with this. We have a bigger one to the north, but that's far out of our range of viewing area. And if we were to look at the total precipitation, it's a bit less than what the what the GFS is showing, but still some amounts, you know, could be fair, 3 to 4 inches. And where the tropical storm hurricane does occur, even if it's weaker or stronger, you can see that the potential rains are still pretty significant. And even if this were to track further off coast, there would be some heavier rain amounts that we'd have to keep an eye on for. So definitely something we have to keep monitored, keep close, and just in general just stay on top of. And you can see possibly where the big areas are, 3-5 inches of precipitation. Definitely something we'll have to keep an eye on for. Let's take a look at the I wanted to show you the NAM model for this upcoming system across the weekend. It's in range with this first one. It goes out far enough where we could look at the precipitation, and you can see that it shows this system, again, still producing many of showers across the Ohio Valley. Kind of these two systems, this one moves off, this one moves to the north with the pattern change the storm brings, kind of shifts that shortwave. It's a shortwave trough across the southeast and really just kind of propels the storm forward. And this brings, again, a good dosing across Michigan, New York, and there's also going to be showers and thunderstorms across Illinois, Indiana, and that's definitely something we'll also keep an eye on for. If we were to look at the NAM 3KM model, the NAM 3KM model does a similar thing. The NAM 12KM, 3KM is a bit more high resolution, if you will, and you can see that it shows the tropical storm at really intense rates, which at this point doesn't seem like that will be the case. I mean, 954 millibars, that would be insane. That would be incredible, and I don't think you should really pay attention to this, to be honest with you. It's definitely a possibility, but it's a small possibility. But notice that you could look at Indiana, Ohio with this precipitation, some severe weather. Definitely, probably going to issue. The Storm Prediction Center is going to issue probably a few enhanced areas, severe thunderstorm watches. But you can see it also affects portions of Illinois, Indiana. And it's good. These areas have been dry and it's been hot. But with that, you know, the atmosphere is kind of ready to boil over. And you can see quite a bit of precipitation and storms will be occurring. And this is, I just want to point out that the storm overall wouldn't be a huge hurricane. But again, that doesn't really matter. A hurricane or storm of any size usually could do still a number. And this one has it at 954 millibars, which is, you know, I don't even want to talk about it. That's too far out to even really and it's the only model that's showing that, really. So I want to look at the Storm Prediction Center now and see what they have to say about this upcoming weekend. So the Storm Prediction Center has for Saturday a marginal area across the Ohio Valley, and honestly, this is this is several days out, still a couple days out, so this will probably still get updated, but really, the most, I guess, concernful day will be actually Saturday into Sunday with a lot of these, well, really Saturday, late Saturday. So I wouldn't be surprised if Saturday night, say, for example, it would be, a slight to an enhanced risk, which is, definitely enough to cause a concern, especially if it occurs across major population areas like Cleveland, Indianapolis, Detroit, Chicago possibly, and into Buffalo, Syracuse, those cities across the New York area, and also in Canada. These larger cities are across the south, which many of the population of Canada, much of the population lives within 90 miles or 100 miles of the border of U.S. and Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal also have to watch out for some thunderstorms during that time frame. I know I do have a few Canadian viewers, so I definitely don't forget about you guys. So that's basically it for today's video. Just wanted to give you a quick update, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something new, and I'll catch you guys at the next episode. See ya. Bye.